here, 2v2 Selenon Fissure. Blue team is Ferik Jurgen as a Warboss, melee commander, good at disruption early on, also support his boys and do some pretty nice damage. Freebooters DLC army scheme used. Alongside him is Ciaphas Cain as a Chaos Lord, big stompy melee commander, cannot be suppressed and bashes through cover. Red side we have MVB as a Farseer, support commander who fights in melee, and Sheffy as a force commander, melee commander, can support his marines and very versatile tier 2 onwards. 3 victory points up for grabs. You have a northern VP here, slightly natural for red, south which is natural for blue, and a central one here. Looks like we have Chaos Space Marines and Force Commander and Banshees going after it. MVB going for Banshees to start, light melee infantry with power weapons. Good versus these Chaos Space Marines. Here comes the Force Commander then. And we have Tactical Marines using their Kraken Bolts, trying to get model losses on these Chaos Space Marines. Going into melee in fact. Force Commander charges in. Also have scouts adding to the fire. Looks like they're going to take a building. Yes, took the long way around. Chaos Space Marines might lose a member here. And do. Good engagement for Sheffy. Did not lose a Tactical Marine. Pretty fortunate not to. Now in melee with a Chaos Lord with scout support. Chaos Lord wins that engagement just because he has 1,000 hit points to start off with. Force Commander 820. Now going to try and get some model losses on these heretics. Very aggressive start from Sheffy. Bottom is blue thanks to Ferik. He's now burning down this node with slugger burners. Double shooters opening for Jurgen. Cain went for double CSM. We had Rangers on the field for MVB. Not sure about Banshees up against double shooters. Suppressed easily with aiming, what's that, and then sluggers could move in. Not to mention the Warboss stomp. We will see how he goes. Chaos Lord has his combi flamer. Not sure about that choice up against Marines. Up against Eldar would be better. Marines though, pretty tough. Chaos Space Marines in heavy cover. Double Kraken bolts on them though, so they're still taking pretty nice damage. Might lose a model here. Going for the building. No sign of a flamer to burn them out. Eldar have scared off Jurgen from the bottom. Warboss was at base, so couldn't support. A full gen farm here. Is going to lose some. Banshee's pretty nice at bashing gens with Guardian support here. Guardians have their battle equipment. I expect an energy shield or two around this VP. Rangers are taking it. Banshees should have ignored the Warboss then, I think, and continued bashing gens. There's angry bits for the Warboss. Very popular accessory choice. Used to allow him to regenerate health, of course. That was removed. Added and then removed, in fact. We now have double shooters and sluggers. Big shooters on one squad, so they can suppress those Banshees now. We do see an energy shield going up. Fantastic ability for Guardians. Look how fast they can construct it. Here comes sluggers though. There's a plasma grenade with kinetic shot. Fantastic play by MVB. Almost wiping those sluggers. Kinetic shot knocked down the sluggers, so they were ripe for a plasma grenade. Here comes the Farseer. Haven't seen her in combat yet. Rangers need to be very careful, down to one member and retreat just in time. Fantastic engagement for MVB. Did lose 2 Ranger models though, but he did almost wipe those sluggers. We have Storm Boys on the way for Jurgen. Havoc on the field for Cain. At base healing up. Top VP is uncapped. Force Commander went down. Cain going for double CSM. I much prefer double Heretics against Space Marines because Heretics are so good. With their Aspiring Champion they counter Tactical Marines. With their Aspiring Champion they also counter Assault Marines. And if the SM player gets a Devastator, just give the other squad a Grenade Launcher. All you need to worry about then is Scouts, which can be forced down with the rest of your army and Commander. But he has gone for CSM. Of course, double Heretics does mean you will bleed much more Requisition in Tier 2, which is a concern. So that's probably why he's gone double CSM. Assault Marines hard countering those Havocs. Heretics do have their Aspiring Champions, so they will be able to protect those Havocs. They are forced off though with no losses. Guardians are not capping the centre here. Bit of a misclick by MVB. Hasn't spotted it yet. Rangers are coming to the bottom. Rangers are sniper infantry. High burst damage versus other infantry and very long range. And they have that kinetic shot, of course, which you saw used fantastically well against Sluggers. Sluggers are up to full strength though. Kinetic shot perhaps saving the Farseer there. No war gear for her. Force Commander has his Power Sword. Great versus Chaos Space Marines. And his Armour of Alactity, boosting his speed. He's back on his feet. Lost the indicator for him. We have Assault Marines and double Tacticals hitting some power. Looks like they took out one generator and a node. Generator's being rebuilt here. Scouts have their Sergeant giving them a frag grenade. Here comes the Chaos Lord with his Combi Flamer going into melee. Ouch. Assault Marines caught by Heretics here. And double CSM. This is going to be nasty. I think Sheffy should get him out of there. And they are forced off with one loss. Heretics chasing them. Might be able to get another. Chaos Lord doing a good job against these Tactical Marines. They don't lose a member though. It's pretty lucky. Look at that. 98 hit points between 3 members. But they are wiped by Heretics. That's a huge loss from Sheffy. That was pretty unlucky. Did judge the retreat pretty well to get away with 3 members, but was just caught there by Heretics. One of the things you can't do anything about. Banshee's chasing off shooters here. Down to 4 members. Warboss chasing around some Guardians. Look like they're going for a building. Kinetic shot from the Rangers used so they can get in there. Great use of that ability in this game by MVB. The Farseer did die. 482 plays 380. Banshee's trying to cap the bottom. Center is blue. Top will be blue. Scouts aren't going to try and cap because CSM are hanging around. Tier 2 for everyone. Jurgen gets there first. Warboss having a word with Banshees. They did cap. There's a stomp. Default ability for the Warboss. He's forced to retreat. Might go down to Banshees and does. That levels the Banshees to 3. They have their Exarch queued up for tier 2. Guardians put down another shield. Storm Boys on the field. Jump infantry, good offense, have power weapons. Assault Marines forced off with no losses. Heretics chasing. Havocs setting up in the center. Guardians putting up some more shields. Orks not interested in capping the bottom, now they are. Farseer has been either revived or repurchased. Reds now getting their power hit. 482359. We have a war truck on the field for Jurgen. Support vehicle for Orks allows them to reinforce around it and transports them. Very cheap, so it's a great choice early in tier 2. Not the toughest thing around though. Force Commander, no accessory for him still. Tactical Marines up to, no, they're still level 1. Assault Marines are still level 1. Force Commander's level 2. Warboss level 1, Chaos Lord level 2, has his Dark Halo. Storm Boys with use your choppers, and they have their sorry, that was sluggers with user choppers. Storm Boys have their knob leader, making them very, very powerful in melee. Also means that they stun when they jump on you. Warp Spiders on the way for MVV. We have a Blood Crusher on the field for Cain, up against a Razorback of Sheffy. Razorback allows Marines to transport and reinforce around it. Blood Crusher's going to get some rear armor hits here. Sheffy a bit late to react. Should get away, it's pretty speedy. Blood Crusher now catching Tactical Marines. They're going to lose models here, I think. Heretics moving in, they get away, but now try and hit some power. Here comes the Force Commander though. Get some model loss on the CSM. We have Markov Tzeentch on this squad. Havoc's in that building there. Markov Tzeentch on both squads in fact. Good choice versus Marines. You can outrange their firepower. Banshees have their Exarch up to level 3. They're pretty fearsome now with their aspect as well. Warp Spiders on the field for MVV. Very high damage versus infantry, can teleport around too. So they're a great counter to melee units, of which Jurgen has sluggers and storm boys. Looks like he's going center. Blue team blobbing on the center here to cap. Sheffy not happy with this building. He has sniper scouts to counter it. Snipers counter garrisons. Blues stacking up on this north side against Sheffy. Needs support. Here comes MVB flanking from the bottom. Kinetic shot on those CSM and Warp Spiders moving in. Another great use of the ability there. Sheffy forced off. Storm Boys with user choppers are no joke. User choppers not only increases melee damage, also increases melee skill, so the squad gets more knockbacks, and knockbacks are the key to squad wipes for a melee squad. Warboss has his devastating power claw now, chasing off the Farseer. She uses guide on these Warp Spiders and they take out the Warboss. Great use again by MVB of an ability. Also has Spirit Stones on that Farseer, allowing her to heal. Blood Crusher's down to half HP, gets Haywire grenaded. 482 plays 180, triple cap for blue. Red's up against it here. Is that the second or third time the Warboss has died? You saw the Warp Spiders meleeing the Blood Crusher there. That's because the Warp Spider Exarch gets power blades when you have their aspect. Faced by a war truck though and a bunch of orcs. Blood Crusher needs repairs. Sheffy really not happy with that building. Looks like we have an autocannon coming down in that. Or is it just because they're under worship? I think it's because they're under worship. We have a missile launcher on these tactical marines. Scouts repairing the Razorback. Force Commander in melee with Heretics and CSM. Blood Crusher really needs repairs, should bring it up here for worship. We have a Khorne Shrine going down, which will periodically spit out bloodletters. Plasma Cannon on the way for Sheffy artillery unit, which sets up. Warp Spiders forced off. Chaos Lord levels to 4. Has Mantle of Hate now. Drain life, great ability against sub-commanders and commanders. Warboss still down. Chaos Lord not interested in reviving him for some reason. He's going to go and try and defend this Havoc. Here comes the Blood Crusher, who has no repairs. It's going to die here, I think. Or maybe not. Those tactical marines just get out into the raids back in time. Blood Crusher goes down to the tactical marines. Big mistake by Cain. Tzeentch trying to get model losses on these assault marines. They don't and are forced off. Lose a model in fact. Chaos Lord now forced off. Don't think that Combi Flame is going to cut it in tier 2 onwards. We have Wraithguard on the way for MVV. Blue team going tier 3. They still have a triple cap. 473 plays 63. Ouch. Huge damage going down. Banshees finish off the war truck. They are now level 4. These ladies are nasty. Almost take out Storm Boys. They get away with 4 hit points. Pretty unlucky there, MVB. That was Spirit Stones healing up this blob. This Warboss is in trouble here. Caught in retreat by Banshees. He did manage to knock back most of the squad though, which saved him, I think. Farseer also chasing. .465 plays 49. Librarian on the field for Sheffy. Managed to dislodge that Havoc and in fact take it out. Cain looking a bit thin army wise compared to Sheffy here. Went tier 3 of course. Not sure why. A tank would be handled pretty readily by plasma cannons and missile attacks, I think. Great Unclean One I suppose would be an option, but he's got a way to go before he gets that thing. 451 plays 49, 2-1 cap for red. Can they pull this out? Scout snipers taking pot shots at the CSM, forcing them off in fact, defending that VP from long range. Ouch, loads of Orks dying. Shooters with their big shooter and knob leader get away. Wraithguard on the field, artillery unit. Don't need to set up, that they are quite slow and very weak in melee. Have their warlock leader, which means they can move a bit faster. They will be stunned if that warlock leader dies. Stormboy's in melee with them. Healed up though by the Farseer, and Stormboys pay for it with huge losses. Lost their knob leader again, which gets repurchased, saving them on retreat I think. Sluggers moving in. They do have their knob leader. Get into melee range of these warp spiders who teleport away. Warboss levels to 3. Sluggers are level 3 also. Stormboys are level 2. Sheffy looks like he's locking down this central area here. Cain goes for a Chaos Predator, which I don't think is gonna do much good. He has the zeal for Terminators, I think, yes. Has the zeal for a Orbital and Bombardment even, but he needs to get tier 3 first. Here comes the Chaos Predator. There's Malignant Blindness as well, global ability of the Chaos Lord, reducing the sight range of all this stuff to very low value. There's Drain Life on the Force Commander. A bit pointless if there's nothing around to damage him though. Flings him aside, but he'll get right back up. Chaos Predator lost half of its HP. Kill the weak there, healing up the Chaos Lord hugely. Tactical Marines and Assault Marines forced off. Huge engagement here. Stormboys chasing these tacks, taking losses in the meantime though. Force Commander now moving into melee them. Plasma Grenade goes off. Scouts get away. 297 plays 49, triple cap for red. Warboss is going to get model losses on these plasmas. No, oh, did a special attack but still got a model loss. Good grief. Was that levitation? It was. The gravity blade absolutely giving a bunch of Orks there. Jurgen is very, very thin on the ground, only has a commando squad. Surely that is it for the blue team. It's all over. Great comeback from Reds. Only a matter of time now. 246 plays 49, 2-0 cap for the red team. Blues are taking bottom though, thanks to CSM. They've taken the top 2, though they did get a squad wipe in the process. Tactical Marines level to 3. Assault Marines level 3 also. These Banshees have been crazy in this match. Would have thought they'd have trouble against shooters with their big shooter, but they haven't. Great support from the Farseer too. And Reds put it out. Concede from the blue team. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.